She's not only going to be healed up, she's going to clean up and create a counter push. So really interesting to see these matchups unfold as the weekend goes on. And we've still got a handful of matches left for you guys today, and we still have all of our best of fives. Really, really exciting stuff. Here we go. Pedro coming out with the recruits. Ooh. Something that we saw only a few times yesterday.
Yeah, recruits on the board. Yoru does have the bomber for that, and he's got a drill deck of his own now. Roll Hogs coming in from Pedro. Fireball immediately for Yoru. Once again, huge shout out to Yoru's coach. I mean, I think his name is Sanchez. I was researching a little bit on Twitter, but yeah, I mean, Sanchez doing a great job so far. I mean, bomber for the recruits, for the piggies. He got the fireball here, and as long as he plays well, I think he's going to have a great path to victory here.
I'm so glad that you said that, because I was actually really curious about who his coach was and if you knew, but I didn't want to put you on the spot, especially because he's like a newer name out there. But yeah, I mean, what a the decksmanship, first time I'm saying it in 2025, but it has been exceptional for Yoru so far, giving looks of the really popular drill deck that we've seen so far today, but then with obviously some changes in there. We see the Mighty Miner in there instead of the Goblinstein. We see the Fireball in there instead of just the arrows, or excuse me, instead of the arrows and Snowball. We're seeing Fireball, Snowball, and Logs. So triple spell, guards, and bomber. A lot of great answers here to deal with those piggies.
The Logs in at the same time as the drill drops down. Tesla on defense instead of the Fireball. And a cage here is interesting to defend against the drill. It's actually going to work out a lot better than I thought it would.
Yeah, and if I'm Pedro, I'm starting to maybe think about, okay, my opponent has a ton of single target DPS. How can I make my recruits and a dual lane push become a threat? And maybe that's exactly what he's doing right now. Question is, you know, how is he going to deal with the bomber? You know, how is he going to get to the other side of the board to help clean up his opponent's defensive units?
I think that the big one is honestly going to be the Golden Knight. I think that, you know, the Fireball is going to drop on the Flying Machine. He's got the Tesla and the Bomber for the Royal Hogs. I think if he's going to break through, he's going to need to make that dual lane pressure, like you said. He's going to need to get that Golden Knight dash to make way through maybe some guards towards the tower to get some significant damage.
And that happened yesterday. You were talking about it. You were like, I really think the only way to break through and win this game is if there is a Golden Knight connection, which, as we all know, can happen in the final seconds of that last bit of overtime. So it's never over till it's over when you are playing with Golden Knight, just because of how much damage it can do. And I think you're totally right, man. He just needs to figure out a way to get that connection to happen. And again, figure out a way to kind of control that bomber. And I was going to say, it's going to be pretty tough to abuse anything other than like the recruits, because he's got so much spell power to clean up everything else, like the Flying Machine and the Zappies and the Piggies.
Flying Machine over there sniping on the Tesla here. Golden Knight not going to be able to make a dash, and the Fireball drops down. Hits the Flying Machine, the recruits, the Golden Knight, everything, and the Tesla is back in cycle for the next round of the Royal Hogs. Pedro just trying to do anything on either side of the map just to get any sort of semblance of damage, but I mean, one Royal Hog hit's just not going to do it. Yeah,
I mean, this is just a tough spot for Pedro, and honestly, since I really kind of despise these Royal Recruit spam decks, you know, it's kind of a nice thing to see, because they can be so frustrating to play against, but also if you kind of play smart and slow and just really worry about only defending once you get a small damage lead. And yeah, that was really, really nice. That Evo Snowball doing so much. These Teslas are literally always on the board, and when they're not on the board, it's because it just died, and then a second one is coming out right now. So really great stuff with Yoru and his cycle.
Great matchup from Yoru, but I must say this gameplay is really fun to watch as well. I mean, the Tesla Evo in the middle into the Evo Snowball, the log, everything after that, just absolutely annihilating everything in Pedro's deck. I mean, this is just a clinic right now.
What is happening, man? We just saw the number 1, the number 2, and the number 3 players all in the world essentially get eliminated.
Wow.
Like almost
by a rookie.
back to back. Yeah, by rookies.
by rookies, by Tourist and Yoru. Yoru celebrating here. He takes the 2-0 sweep versus Pedro. Wow, great stuff, great matchups, great gameplay, and he's gonna take this victory. He's already getting ready for his next set.
Yeah, I mean that's I'm pretty speechless, and I've got to say,
Yeah.
you know, you love to see the smile on Yoru's face, and I think you said it perfectly. And I'd love to know if it is Sanchez or not. But the coaching, the decksmanship, the matchups from the rookies has been absolutely astounding. As we say goodbye to Pedro, we just said goodbye to Mo Light, we just said goodbye to Riley before that, and now Yoru and Ruben and Tourist stay alive in our CRL warm-up. 2 of the 3 I had never cast a match for professionally, and the other one is a world champion. What an exciting way to end our day. And the other thing, Juicy, is now we get to get into the weird nitty-gritty of that decksmanship, of that strategizing, that analyzing. We're going to best of 5s. Pretty crazy stuff.
Very excited. For anyone who doesn't know back at home, the upper final, the lower final, and the grand finals are going to be played in a best of 5 duels instead of best of 3s. And if you guys don't know what duels formatting is, no card that is played in any of the games